Hey Bears fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Chicago Bears. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. Rumors have been swirling in the NFL universe, and it seems nothing excites or enrages fans quite like a high-profile commentator taking a jab at a storied franchise. Recently, Joe Buck, a voice synonymous with football broadcasts for decades, reportedly made comments that have sparked a firestorm of debate across sports networks and social media platforms. According to insiders and whispers circulating in sports circles, Buck did not mince words when discussing the Chicago Bears, claiming that the organization's leadership has been less than competent in recent years. The assertion that the Bears possess a roster of low-level talent, as paraphrased by some outlets, has left fans both outraged and anxious. Analysts are suggesting that Buck's critique may stem from frustrations with the team's repeated underperformance, highlighting the disconnect between management's strategic vision and the on-field execution that fans crave. Conversations on fan forums, Twitter threads, and sports podcasts suggest that this is more than a passing remark. It has become a talking point for debates about whether the Bears can ever return to the prominence they once held in the league's storied history. From locker room dynamics to front office decisions, Buck's commentary has ignited speculation about the organization's future. The backlash to Buck's statements has been immediate and polarized. On one side, longtime Bears supporters argue that Buck is out of touch with the nuances of team building, claiming that injuries, poor luck in the draft, and systemic mismanagement by previous administrations have contributed far more to the team's struggles than any inherent lack of talent. Meanwhile, skeptics and rival fans have seized upon Buck's words as confirmation of what they have long suspected, that the Bears' glory days are behind them, and a radical restructuring may be necessary. Rumors are also circulating that within the organization itself, Buck's comments have struck a nerve, prompting internal discussions among coaches, executives, and player representatives about how public criticism of this magnitude might affect morale. Industry insiders hint that the remarks could even influence future personnel decisions, as management may feel pressured to demonstrate that the team is capable of more than the talent evaluation that Buck and others have publicly questioned. Social media, of course, has amplified every nuance, with memes, video clips, and trending hashtags turning Buck's critique into a viral conversation that seems impossible to escape. Analysts are dissecting every possible implication, from the psychological impact on players to potential shifts in media relationships between the Bears organization and broadcasters. Some rumors suggest that Buck's comments might have a deeper layer, hinting at long-standing frustrations that go beyond mere fan-facing narratives. There are whispers in media circles that his critique reflects broader concerns about transparency and decision-making within the Bears' executive suite. Sources close to the league indicate that veteran commentators sometimes share insights and observations with colleagues that may not always align with public perception. But when these thoughts are vocalized, they can create seismic ripples across fan bases and locker rooms alike. Buck, with decades of credibility, is seen by many as a figure whose opinions carry weight, and even subtle criticisms can be interpreted as indictments of a team's operational strategy. The question now is whether the Bears will respond publicly, quietly, or not at all, and how such a response, or lack thereof, might influence the ongoing conversation. Among fans, the speculation is electric. Some argue that this could be the beginning of a turning point, motivating executives to act decisively, while others fear it might deepen the sense of stagnation that has plagued the team. Regardless of intention, Buck's statements have undeniably entered the cultural lexicon of the NFL this season, leaving players, coaches, and fans alike pondering the future trajectory of a franchise under intense scrutiny. The rumor mill has not slowed, as each new podcast and sports column dissects Buck's comments with meticulous attention. Analysts are connecting dots, tracing drafts, trades, and free agency decisions to justify or refute the claim of a low-level roster. Former players, too, have weighed in, some defending the current Bears roster while others tacitly agreeing with Buck's harsh assessment. The dialogue has shifted from criticism to strategy, with discussions focusing on which positions truly need bolstering, which coaching philosophies are sustainable, and whether the Bears can realistically compete against the powerhouse teams in the league. Fans have taken to social media en masse, creating threads that analyze every player's performance metrics, contracts, and injury history, often framing the argument as a debate about whether management has failed to maximize the team's potential. Amid this frenzy, betting lines and fantasy football projections are being influenced subtly by the perception that the Bears roster may not be as formidable as previously assumed. The ripple effects extend far beyond casual conversation, influencing sponsorship perceptions, media coverage, and even player branding. Each analysis, no matter how speculative, adds fuel to the rumor fire, ensuring that Bucs critique remains a central talking point for weeks, if not months, to come. Even the tone of commentary around Bucs critique is evolving. Some sports writers are portraying it as a wake-up call, a blunt yet necessary perspective that forces the Bears management to confront uncomfortable truths. Others paint it as an overly harsh and sensationalized remark intended to generate clicks and headlines rather than provoke meaningful organizational change. Regardless of intent, the impact is undeniable. Players reportedly feel the scrutiny. Coaches may adjust strategies to counter public perception, and executives must navigate the delicate balance between defending their team and acknowledging areas needing improvement. The conversation has become less about whether Buck was right or wrong and more about what it signifies for the team's identity, culture, and long-term planning. Sports networks are featuring panels dedicated entirely to dissecting this issue, bringing in former coaches, scouts, and analysts to debate the validity of his claims. Fans are participating in polls, live chats, and community discussions, turning the commentary into a near unprecedented collective evaluation of a franchise's operational philosophy. In essence, Buck's comments have transcended simple criticism, becoming a catalyst for reflection, debate, and speculation across every layer of the NFL ecosystem. At the heart of this swirling discussion lies a question that seems impossible to answer definitively. Does the Bears roster truly merit the label of low-level? Or is this a momentary frustration projected by a commentator frustrated with recent trends? The ambiguity fuels continued interest, as no single voice or statistic seems capable of settling the debate. From social media influencers to veteran analysts, from casual fans to former executives, everyone has a theory about why Buck chose this moment to speak so candidly. Some argue that his remarks are part of a larger trend of media figures wielding influence to push teams toward accountability, while others caution that overanalyzing commentary risks exaggerating problems that may be temporary or situational. Meanwhile, the Bears' own camp, as rumored, is quietly monitoring the fallout, aware that public perception can be as powerful as on-field results in shaping narratives. The story has morphed into a meta-narrative about criticism itself, about how statements ripple through fan culture, player psychology, and media cycles. Each new day brings fresh speculation, rumors of potential trades, hypothetical drafts, and conjecture about how management might respond internally. Buck's voice, long associated with iconic moments of triumph and heartbreak in football history, now resonates in an entirely different context. As the instigator of conversation, controversy, and rumor that refuses to fade. The conversation around Joe Buck's critique of the Bears has evolved into a full-blown speculative saga, one that seems to grow louder with each passing hour. In sports circles, whispers suggest that his comments are not just casual observations, but a reflection of widespread skepticism about the franchise's direction. Analysts are now debating whether the Bears' talent evaluation strategies are fundamentally flawed, or if management has simply failed to capitalize on potential talent due to short-term pressures and inconsistent leadership. Rumors indicate that scouts within the league have been quietly assessing every move the Bears have made over the last few seasons, from draft picks to trades, and comparing them to the team's overall trajectory. Social media amplifies every theory, turning fan outrage and excitement into viral content that networks cannot ignore. Even casual followers, who may not normally engage in strategic discussions, are drawn into heated debates about whether Buck's assessment of the roster as low-level is a harsh truth or an exaggerated opinion designed to provoke clicks and conversation. Coaches are rumored to be analyzing Buck's words carefully, not only to assess morale, but to consider adjustments that might counter the growing perception that the team is underperforming. The narrative has become a complex web of speculation, strategy, and media influence, one that continues to evolve as insiders leak hints and analysts dig deeper into the Bears' operations. There are rumors circulating that Buck's comments have reached the ears of the Bears' locker room, sparking a mixture of anger, disbelief, and quiet motivation among players. Some are reportedly dismissing his words, claiming that no commentator fully understands the grind and challenges of an NFL season, especially when injuries and inconsistent support from the front office affect performance. Yet others seem to be taking the critique as a challenge, fueling private conversations about proving doubters wrong and reclaiming respect on the field. Sports journalists suggest that this duality in response creates an interesting psychological environment, where the same statement from a commentator can generate both frustration and motivation. Meanwhile, speculation about internal reactions within the Bears' management has intensified. Rumors suggest that executives are weighing public perception against long-term strategy, debating whether to take dramatic action to demonstrate improvement or quietly reinforce the team's existing philosophy. Fans are closely watching every subtle move, from lineup changes to press conferences, interpreting gestures and statements as confirmation or denial of Buck's harsh assessment. Podcasts dedicated entirely to dissecting these rumors have multiplied, turning each new leak into hours of analysis and conjecture. The social media feedback loop ensures that the topic remains a dominant narrative, influencing both the fan experience and broader public perception of the team. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Insiders also hint that Buck's commentary might influence off-field decisions in ways fans do not immediately see. Some speculate that potential trades, draft priorities, and coaching evaluations could be indirectly shaped by the perception that the Bears' roster lacks high-level talent. Industry experts argue that public scrutiny can act as a catalyst for management to reevaluate player performance metrics, long-term contracts, and scouting reports. Rumors claim that some agents have even contacted league contacts to gauge the impact of Buck's words on their clients' value, highlighting the interconnectedness of media commentary and league dynamics. Analysts point out that when a respected voice publicly questions the quality of a roster, it can ripple across team evaluations, fantasy projections, sponsorship discussions, and even morale within the locker room. While Buck may not have intended such consequences, the speculation indicates that commentary from a broadcaster with decades of experience carries weight far beyond the broadcast booth. The discussion has become less about the accuracy of a single opinion and more about how media influence, fan reaction, and internal team dynamics intersect in a high-stakes, high-visibility environment. Every reported whisper, leaked opinion, or subtle gesture by management now feeds into an ongoing narrative that refuses to settle, keeping the Bears in the center of national attention. Among fans, the rumor culture surrounding Buck's remarks has led to increasingly imaginative theories about the Bears' next steps. Some speculate that management might make surprising roster moves, targeting high-profile acquisitions to counter the narrative of a low-level team. Others suggest that the organization could take a more measured approach, focusing on development programs and scouting efficiency to gradually improve talent depth. Conversations on forums and social media platforms have become almost ritualistic, with fans tracking each statement from executives, coaches, and players for signs that the team is responding to external criticism. Analysts are dissecting every aspect of the roster, from rookie contracts to veteran leadership, comparing metrics and historical trends to argue whether Buck's critique has merit. Even rival teams are reportedly taking note, with speculation that opponents might adjust strategies if they believe the Bears' talent evaluation has genuine deficiencies. The rumor ecosystem has expanded beyond traditional media, creating a self-sustaining narrative that mixes reality, interpretation, and imagination. Every piece of news, however minor, is amplified as evidence in the ongoing debate, turning Buck's statement into a catalyst for continuous analysis and conversation across the league and its fan communities. Sources hint that Buck's remarks could also have subtle implications for coaching decisions. There are murmurs that the Bears' coaching staff is reviewing schemes, formations, and player utilization with an eye toward demonstrating that the team can maximize the talent available. Analysts suggest that even small adjustments, if implemented strategically, could signal to fans and media that management is responsive and aware of perceived weaknesses. Rumors indicate that internal discussions might focus on balancing immediate performance needs with long-term developmental goals, ensuring that any reaction to criticism does not compromise future stability. Meanwhile, fans are reportedly scrutinizing practice reports, player interviews, and minor strategic shifts for signs of response to Buck's comments. Every roster move, even minor, is analyzed through the lens of whether it validates or refutes the claim of a low-level squad. Social media has amplified this phenomenon, transforming ordinary team operations into narrative fuel for speculation and debate. Commentators and sports writers continue to frame the story in ways that keep audiences engaged, highlighting the interplay between media influence, organizational behavior, and public perception in professional sports. The Bears, intentionally or not, have become a focal point for a larger discussion about accountability, reputation, and how criticism shapes both perception and reality. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.